excited today to have you on the Noble Woman Show. Today's interview is going to be amazing because our guest today has a lot to share with us. She has achieved a lot, so she has a story to tell. Don't go anywhere, stay tuned. Welcome back from the break. This is still the Noble Woman Show. The show is proudly brought to you by Sea Travels. If you need anything in regards to traveling, your ticketing, your visa, anything that you want when you want to travel, you can contact Sea Travels on 0264-623-091. Sea Car Rentals. If you want a car to rent for any occasion, for a funeral, for anything, you can call Sea Car Rentals on 0264-623-091. My hair was styled by Lizzie Beauty Center. You can locate her at Mataheko, opposite 1+1. You can go here through the number on your screen. Today on the show, we're talking to Mrs. Sarah Mary Frimpong. Welcome to the Noble Woman Show.
Thank you, Reverend Gabriella.
Mrs. Sarah Frimpong, I know a little bit about you, but for the sake of somebody watching the show, can you just tell us something brief about yourself?
Thank you, Rev. And good morning to your cherished viewers. I'm happy to be on your show today. So like Rev said, I'm Sarah Mary Frimpong, born in November 1961. My father was an accountant and my mother was a trader at Makola selling cloth. I'm the last of 9 children, so I think I'm a bit spoiled. I started my primary education at Agri Memorial International School in Kanda, and then I went to secondary school in St. Monica's, Ashanti Mampong. I was there for 5 years. I wrote my O-level and I passed. And then I came to Laboni Secondary School where I wrote my A-levels. And then I went on to the UK to study accountancy at the London School of Accountancy. I qualified in August 1986. And then I got married to my beloved Reverend Dan Frimpong in August 1987. I have 4 children, 3 girls and a boy. And I'm a grandmother, proud grandmother of 5.
Okay, you're an accountant.
Yes.
When I say that, or am I right if I say that you decided to be an accountant because your father was, or he decided to convince you to move in that direction?
Thanks for the question. Yeah. My father was a coach and a mentor to me, and I found his job very fulfilling. Also, I was good in math, and so those were some of the options. And then I had a good friend who also convinced me that accounting would be very good for me. I read a bit about it, and that was something I wanted to do, so I took it up.
Okay. Being an accountant, you've worked your way out, you have made a lot, you've been through a lot of leadership positions, and you are a woman. How was it like having male subordinate as a woman who is their boss?
To be honest, I've been very fortunate. I've had just positive reactions from both male subordinates, peers, and also male bosses. They've all really supported me in my work. And maybe it's because the organization that I've worked with for the past 22 years, we have a good culture in the workplace, and we have good workplace practices. We have values that we live by, and so everybody is inclusive. We also practice diversity and inclusion. So no one is intimidated, and everybody is encouraged to give of their best.
Okay.
Yeah. And respect is one of our values, and therefore I believe even as a leader, you show respect to your subordinates, and we work in teams a lot, so you get to know one another and they flow with you. So I will say that I've been quite fortunate that I haven't had any adverse or any fights or any bad behavior from male subordinates.
How many years now have you been retired for?
Oh, I took an early retirement in June 2019. I am not yet 60.
Okay.
I was 57 when I took my early retirement.
Okay.
I had other things that I wanted to do there. My career was very demanding. I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother, and besides, there were a lot of things that I also wanted to do. I didn't want to go on to 60 when you're all weak and you can't really move around to do that. And I believe also that was what God wanted me to do.
Okay. Can you share a success story with us briefly?
Okay, my success story. At this juncture, I would like to say that all the praise and all the glory goes to God. Without God, I don't think I would have been able to achieve anything that I have. Also, I just want to thank my network of friends, colleagues, bosses, family that have inspired me and encouraged me and supported me to come this far. So the journey started in the UK when I qualified as a certified accountant with ACCA. To be honest, when I qualified, I didn't have any work experience. I've just schooled through and then I qualified. I was so happy, and yet I couldn't get a job to do. I searched and there was no work to be done. So I registered with an agency in the developed countries. You have agencies that will place you on work when people go on leave or people are sick. And so that is what I did right from the beginning. And I believe God had a purpose for all that. I mean, with hindsight and looking back, because He gave me the opportunity to do a lot of different things within a short period. Because if you are employed as a payroll clerk, you'll be just doing that. But with the temp work, you're going to do payroll, you're going to do stock count, you're going to do different things. So it actually helped me and gave me a lot of experience. I moved on to a housing association and took on a role as a computer finance officer. I don't have a clue what I was going to do there. However, I had a very supportive lady boss. She was very experienced and she helped me through because we were computerizing the accounting system. So that also gave me a whole new experience. Then I was pregnant with my first children. Actually, they are twins.
Oh.
I worked through, but after work, I mean, once I took my maternity, I know it wasn't going to be an easy task at home, so I resigned my job. And then I was home with them till they were about 6 months. And my sister lives in the UK. She offered to look after them whilst I go to work because she also had 2 young children. And I accepted that offer based on one condition, that I would pay her. So after much convincing, she accepted a small token. It wasn't a pay, it's just a small token. Because if I had put them in nursery school, that would have been more expensive. She started looking after them. I found a new job, and then I found out that I was pregnant again.
Whoa.
With another girl. So within 13 months, I had 3 children.
Whoa. That's just a short time.
I know. I didn't know you could be pregnant right after delivery. So that was also a big challenge for me, but thank God I was able to overcome that. After that, I worked a bit, and then we decided to relocate to Ghana. So my husband took my CVs around for me, and when I joined him in Ghana, I got a job at a GNTC. It's a very popular government institution. I started off as the divisional accountant at the bottling division. They used to manufacture Coca-Cola at the time. So I worked there for 2 years, and then Coca-Cola West Africa came over and bought the company. So I was then transferred to the head office of GNTC to become the acting chief accountant for another 2 years until government decided to wind up the company. We had 13 divisions. We were not making a lot of money. Salaries were outstanding. The unions were up in arms. And so government decided to close it down. And therefore, I came home. And I was home for a few months. I decided to look for a job. And a friend helped me to get a job with Coopers and Lybrand. And the funny thing here was that as soon as, or when I was going for the interview, I was 4 months pregnant.
Again.
Again, but this was 8 years after
Okay.
the girls, yes.
So it looks like anytime you're about to start something new, you get pregnant.
Exactly. And that's why we need to be strong, we need to be decisive, because there are lots of things that come our way that can derail you. But also, I'm a prayerful person, and I love God, and I believe in all these things. God was just telling me that you are able to do all things irrespective of the circumstance. So I went for the interview, I got offered the job, and then I started. On the first day, they asked me to go for a medical exam, and that's when my nightmares began. I asked the doctor, and he said, well, you are pregnant, I've got to tell your employers, so that's another story. But they agreed that I'll take maternity leave without pay. And because I had older children, and in Ghana, the support system is great, they had confidence in me. So I had my baby, and then I went back. So that was Coopers and Lybrand. A year after I joined, Coopers and Lybrand merged with Pricewaterhouse, another accounting firm, both internationally and locally. So we became PricewaterhouseCoopers, PwC. And I've been there for the past 22 years. I rose through the ranks of a supervisor to assistant manager, to a manager, to a senior manager, to a director, and in 2013, I was made a partner. And a partner is a part owner of the business. So you bring in capital, and you have a lot of influence and a lot of say in what really happens. So that was 2013. And then in 2019, I decided that I needed to take a break. Subsequent to that, I have been appointed as a non-executive director at Stanbic Bank. I was also the first female partner in the Ghana office, the assurance business, and actually in West Africa, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, when we all come together as a region. I was the first lady partner.
Oh.
I also had the opportunity to serve my mother institute, the ACCA. I was the chairperson for 2 years between 2013 and 2015. In PwC, I actually had a lot of roles. I was the LME leader, I was the staff manager at different points in time. I was the LME leader, I was the first diversity and inclusion leader. I had oversight over operations of the company. I mentored our young ladies. I was a coach for a lot of the staff. God has been very gracious to me. I'm very happy. I know I can do more, and I will do more in my own way, because I want to mentor young ladies. They need a lot of inspiration and mentoring, and that is something that I'll be doing in the very near future. Thank you very much.
Viewers, we're still talking to Mrs. Sarah Mary Frimpong. She's blowing my mind away. Don't go anywhere, stay tuned.
Are you planning a trip, or you're going for a holiday with a lot of destinations all over the world? Just decide on where you want to go, and see Ryan Travels will take you there. We offer UAE visa, air ticketing, tour packages, hotel reservations, corporate travels, and many more. You can contact Ryan Travels on 0264 623 091 or 0302 408067. You can email Ryan Travels at c.ryantravels@gmail.com. Ryan Travels. You pack, we plan.
Welcome back from the break. This is the Noble Woman Show, and we're still talking to Mrs. Sarah Mary Frimpong. Mrs. Frimpong, you have worked with a lot of organizations from what you were just telling us before the break, and from one place to the other, your challenges, your good times and all of that, you were able to sail through. What was one common thing you learned throughout this journey? Working with different organizations, working with different people. What was one common thing that you learned working throughout all these organizations?
Thank you, Rev. It may seem a small thing, but I think the one thing or the two things that run through is one, hard work, and then the second one is learning to grow. You should never stop learning, because whichever organization you go to, they do things differently, and you need to learn how they do things to fit in.
Okay.
So learning is something that everybody should resolve to do. When you learn, you grow, you go away with different things. Even reading a book helps you to learn and to grow, and hard work, they come together. And in every organization, I've realized that people that work hard and learn are very successful.
Okay. You are, I could say that you are a woman of virtue, if I'm right. What are some of the things values that you think every woman should have? Values that you think every woman should have?
Okay, thank you. I know there are different people who are watching, but for me, one key thing is that you should be God-fearing. I believe in Jesus Christ. Other people believe in other things, but the God factor should never be taken away. Coming to tangible values, the first is integrity. Doing the right thing. Knowing and doing the right thing. It's very important. And integrity, in a way, also comes with honesty. The second one is respect. Respecting yourself and respecting others. And respect simply means treating others or yourself, treating others how you would want to be treated. And the third but not the least is commitment. You cannot win if you are not committed.
Okay.
In family, in any organization, with your children, at church, anything you are doing, you need to be committed. There are many more, but I think these three for me are the key. Integrity, respect, and commitment.
Okay. Definitely you will have some battles, you have some challenges, because we are now seeing the brightness, we are celebrating you, we are now seeing the good part, but nobody knows what you've been through. Nobody knows the times that you were crying in alone, the times that you were thinking and making plans and going through what you were going through. What is one thing that you have, one strong thing that you battled with in life?
Rev, I think for me, the one thing that I've had to really battle is to stay as a wife, a mother, and to also as a professional or a career woman.
Okay.
These three things compete for your time and attention. And they are all God-given, and they are all very important. And so for me, that was my biggest battle. But thank God, I was able, or I can say now that I'm both a successful wife, hopefully, if Reverend Dan will agree with me. And I've seen my children accomplish a lot. I'm happy with what they've done with their lives. I've got grandchildren, and like we are talking about my career, I think I've accomplished a lot that I should be proud of. It takes the God factor, it takes organization, it takes communication. Somebody said you can't have children and leave them on a tree. So I made sure that my kids were well catered for and I was there in their lives. The important thing that mothers or women should know is quality time. Even if it's an hour, let it be quality time. I drive my children to school every morning and my husband picks them up. I go to work in my office with them and they learn over there. I make sure that they are well catered. In terms of marriage, communication is very important. Your spouse may need certain things from you, but they need to know where you are, what you are doing, and you need to communicate so that they can offer you the support. And I must say that Reverend Dan has been a great support to me, and he has really helped me to be who I am. In terms of career, it's very time consuming, but by the grace of God, I was able to handle all these three things properly, and I'm grateful to God.
Okay, everyone has somebody who is like a helper to them, somebody who pushed them to where they wanted to get to or where they are now. Do you have someone like that?
Oh, Rev, I have so many, and don't bring me to tears. I just want to mention my very dear friend, a coach and a mentor called Oseni Amui. For the past 21 years or 22 years, he's been there for me. He's taught me a lot. And he just passed on the 27th of January. May his soul rest in peace. Like I said, there have been a lot of people who've offered support. My husband has been there, my bosses have been there, my friends have been there, my family, extended family have been there. I've not done it alone. I've not come alone. And one thing I want to mention is that relationships are very important. Rev, relationships are very important. You cannot go it alone. So I would admonish everybody to build good relationships. Let others value you and you also value others and make impact in their lives.
Okay. What will be your last word on the show, or your last words on the show?
Oh, my last words. The first one is you can. When you read Philippians 4:13, it says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Let's put our trust in God and let's be determined and let's convince ourselves. Let's have a positive attitude that we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. It's not by our own strength. And for me, Psalm 121 has also helped me. I've always looked up to God. Although I have relationships and a large network of friends, I look up to God because He is everywhere and He can always come through for you in every situation. So those are my last words for your viewers.
Thank you so much for staying with us today on the show. I'm honored to have you on my show.
Thank you very much, Rev. I'm also honored for you to come and interview me.
Okay.
Wish you all the best.
Thank you. It's been an awesome time here today at the residence of Mrs. Sarah Mary Frimpong, the wife of Reverend Daniel. She has shared a lot with us today, and I believe that you learned a lot from the show today. The show was brought to you by Sea Rhine Travels, Sea Rhine Car Rentals. My hair was styled by Lizzie Beauty Center. You can also watch the show on www.thenoblewomanshow.online, and you can follow our social media platforms on Facebook, The Noble Woman Show, on YouTube, The Noble Woman Show. God bless you so much for staying with us today on the show. See you same time next week. Bye-bye.
Boop.